Hello and welcome to the Whoniverse and to a brand new video. Now before I begin, I'd just like to mention that if you are a supporter of my Patreon page for a minimum of £3 a month, you see every new video I make 24 hours early among many other brilliant rewards, while also supporting this channel. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then let me know in the comments below and check out the link in the description so you can check out the video where I explain the Patreon page and access the page itself. Anyway, back to the video with the Time Lord Victorious Multiplatform series gaining more traction. We've had news on some of the parties involved, including BBC Books, with 2 stellar looking novels being released, and now we have news from audio adventure creators Big Finish. That's right, as part of the incredible event, Big Finish Productions have crafted 4 releases, including a brand new trilogy for the 8th Doctor, played by Paul McGann, and a spectacular short trip story narrated by John Coleshaw, all about the Delgado and Ainsley incarnations of the Doctor's worst friend, the Master. So let's jump into the story details, the artwork, the release dates, the prices, and answer the oldest question in the universe, the one we've all been waiting for. What is the name of the tuxedo-wearing Ood? The Laser Shoed? The first story is called He Kills Me Not, written by Carrie Thompson. The synopsis for this adventure reads: on the desert world of Afana, the Doctor's life is about to be changed forever. Looking to visit one of the 700 wonders of the universe, he's quickly embroiled in a web of deceit. Worse than that, the wonder of the universe is missing, and the Doctor is about to encounter one of his most dangerous and duplicitous adversaries. The Doctor is about to meet Brian. That's right, the Ood is called Brian, and even more interestingly is the info we learned from producer Alfie Shaw, who said, Time Lord Victorious has been a glorious delight to work on. We have 3 new authors writing for the 8th Doctor trilogy, pitting him against one of my favourite new characters in Doctor Who, Brian the Ood Assassin, as well as old favourites the Daleks. An Ood Assassin is really exciting, given that other than what we see of the Ood when they're possessed, are a fairly peaceful species born with their brains in their hands, so to see an Ood on the attack should be some spectacle. The story is 60 minutes long and features the 8th Doctor with Paul McGann reprising his role as the Time Lord. The cast and crew for this story also includes Silas Carson as Brian, Jack DeVos as Samson, Pauline Eyre as Catherine, Misha Malcolm as Felicity, Martin McDougall as Craddock, and Melaine Stevens as Sophie. Sorry for any butchered pronunciations there. Then we have the director Scott Hancock, executive producer Nicholas Briggs and Jason Hay Ellery, music by Ion Morris, producer Alfie Shaw, script editor Matt Fitton, sound design by Peter Dogart, and senior producer David Richardson. Again, apologies for any mess-ups on the pronunciation. Finally, we have cover artist Lee Binding, who's created all the cover art for the 8th Doctor trilogy, with the help of Dave Ladkin, who's worked on the 3D elements like the new Daleks, the TARDIS, and the updated classic Dalek corridor. The artwork across all 3 stories looks stunning, using only a handful of resources available from the 50th anniversary photo shoots from the Night of the Doctor episode. If we have to judge a story by its cover, then I'm sure these audios will be brilliant. He Kills Me Not is available to pre-order now from £8.99 and will be available from October 2020 on the Big Finish website. Now moving on to the next story, titled The Enemy of My Enemy, written by Tracy Ann Baines. The plot outline reads: the people of Rax are happy to begin peaceful negotiations with the Dalek Empire. The 2 species are preparing to engage in an alliance that will last throughout the ages. The only one who seems to object to this happy union is the Doctor. He knows that you can never trust the Daleks, but more than that, he knows that the Raxians should never have existed. It sounds like a great story that almost sees the Doctor as the enemy, with his knowledge of time and space used against him by his greatest enemy. The story is 60 minutes long and stars Paul McGann as the Doctor with Nicholas Briggs as the Daleks and Crinzo, plus Rachel Atkins as Seraphine, Samantha Beart as the security guard, Stefan Critchlow as a security guard, and Jacob Dudman as a security guard too, with Raj Ghatak as Boros. Again, apologies for any butchered pronunciations of names, I'm terrible at it. Now behind the scenes we have cover artist Lee Binding, director Scott Hancock, executive producer Nicholas Briggs and Jason Hay Ellery, music by Ion Morris, producer Alfie Shaw, script editor Matt Fitton, sound design by Peter Dogart, and senior producer David Richardson. It sounds like a really intriguing story, with all these new variations of Daleks all over the cover catching my eye. But what are they capable of? We'll find out in November 2020, with the story available to pre-order on the Big Finish website for £8.99. Then we have the final story in the trilogy, titled Mutually Assured Destruction. Written by Lizzie Hopley as a great sounding description. The fallout of a great battle. Outnumbered and alone on a Dalek timeship careering through the vortex, the Doctor must use all of his cunning to survive as the saucer disintegrates around him. The Doctor is trapped with a crew of increasingly desperate Daleks. Or are the Daleks trapped with him? This sounds intense. After a new kind of time war, the Doctor has to survive as the Daleks' desperation grows, as they become deadlier than ever. Can the Doctor survive, or has he gone too far and become what he feared most? The Time Lord Victorious. This story features a smaller cast, with Paul McGann as the Doctor, Nicholas Briggs as the Daleks, Samantha Biot as Tiska, Wilf Scolding as Groff, and then working on the project we have cover artist Lee Binding, director Scott Hancock, executive producers Nicholas Briggs and Jason Hay-Ellery, music again by Aaron Morris, producer Alfie Shaw, script editor Matt Fitton, and sound design by Peter Doggart, and again senior producer is David Richardson. This story is an hour long and priced again at £8.99, with its release date being sometime in December 2020. This trilogy sounds awesome. I think we all know the 8th Doctor was going to dominate the audio stories, since that's where Paul McGann's incarnation of the Doctor really found his feet. Producer Alfie Shaw also added it all ties into the bigger Time Lord Victorious patchwork, but you can listen to the McGann trilogy and enjoy it on its own. This is the best part for me about this project. You don't have to have all the money in the world and accept every single product released. Instead, you can pick and choose and enjoy and embrace what you want when you want. If this story really does bring everything to the table, then this could be one of the best things Doctor Who has ever given its fans. Now, the 8th Doctor trilogy is definitely something to be excited about, and again, according to the producers, this and the Master Short Trip story isn't everything, with Shaw saying that this isn't the entirety of Big Finish's involvement. In Time Lord Victorious, there is one more very special release that we can't quite talk about yet. More news soon. So while we have all the time to speculate on what this could be, my fingers are so heavily crossed for an audio with McGann, Eccleston and Tennant. Now moving on, let's take a look at the Master's latest short trip. This release is 70 minutes long, releasing in October 2020 and priced at £4.99. These two narrated tales will look into two classic incarnations of the Doctor's oldest and best frenemy, the Master. Firstly, we have Master Thief by Sophie Isles, with the synopsis as follows. The Master wants to plunder one of the most secure vaults in the universe, the repository. He's got a plan and a deadly new weapon to assist him. However, as the Master quickly discovers, getting in might be easy, but getting away with it might cost him everything. This sounds like the ultimate heist gone wrong, with one of Gallifrey's most devious Time Lords at its centre. And then we have Lesser Evils by Simon Gurrier. The Katara have arrived on the planet Alexis to distribute the gift of the death to its inhabitants. The only person standing in their way is a renegade Time Lord, who has sworn to protect the locals, a Time Lord called the Master. This story sounds almost like that of the Doctor defending Trenzalore from the Papal Mainframe, the Time Lords and every alien you can think of. Also, the Katara, if I'm pronouncing that right, are the alien race that existed during the dark times when the Eternals were young. They were a species that set the timer on when things end and when creatures die. Now, in the novels that were announced a few weeks ago, the 10th Doctor is supposed to go to war with them on a massive scale. To see the Master protecting something else from a greater evil is not to be missed. It almost adds greater meaning to the Doctor's speech about kindness in The Doctor Falls to the Master. Maybe that's why he wouldn't stand with the Time Lord, because he tried to once before, and it didn't end well. Working on the project, we've got cover artist Anthony Lamb, director Lisa Bowerman, executive producer Nicholas Briggs and Jason Hay-Ellery, music by Richard Fox at Fox Yason Studios, narrator John Coleshaw, producer Alfie Shaw, script editor Simon Gurrier and Alfie Shaw, sound design by Richard Fox at Fox Yason Studios, written by Simon Gurrier and Sophie Isles, and senior producer David Richardson. So that's it. 4 new audios from Big Finish, each with a massive sense of scale and amazing sounding stories, with new, old and ood characters, which you can get for a total cost of £26. Which adventures can't you wait to listen to? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos on Time Lord Victorious, hit that big friendly subscribe button and check out my playlist full of info on the books and the project as a whole. Thank you very much for watching. Now, this is the part of the video I'd put names and shoutouts of my patrons. However, I haven't actually got any, so check out my Patreon page if that sounds like something you'd be into, as well as a load of other different rewards. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.